Hello, this is God's Pirate. I get to talk to you again, and it's something about as important as my last video. Yes, once again, I'm not editing that much, but I just want to get this off my mind. And you have to forgive me if you see me starting to space out a little bit, because trying to remember everything that I have done, even for the last 20 years, is going to take me back to it's going to take me back. This is in response because I keep getting a lot of them about me door dashing, and the response is go learn a trade or go get a job. As I stated in my last video, it doesn't bother me when somebody mentions something quite ironic, off topic, a little bit stupid, unintelligible. It really doesn't bother me because, well, you're not paying my bills, there's a lot of things you're not doing, and when you leave something stupid towards me, it I wouldn't say it doesn't affect me, but it has very little substance to it, very little. These two comments I keep saying, and I'll probably spend about the next 2 minutes, and like I said, I am going to try to think back. When it comes to learning a new trade, I'll tell you what I did do. When I was in school, I learned how to play an instrument, and while I was still in grade school, going to high school, while I was learning how to read and write music as well as play it, I also picked up a couple of languages, because I always thought language was one of the most important keys to communication and for everybody to get along with everybody. Because even back then, I was so, amazed of how other people lived. So I picked up languages, and that got me pretty far. When I joined the Marine Corps, I went to school to be a truck driver. Even though I signed up for music school, which is a whole new different video, I learned how to drive a 5-ton truck. I learned how to drive different trucks, and it was funny because I really didn't know how to drive until I joined the Marine Corps, and they said that I was best qualified to be a truck driver. To this day, yeah, like I said, that's made for another video. But for the people who keep commenting saying you need to learn a trade, there are so many things that I have done in my life that involved learning a trade. I don't want to know no more trades. Don't get me wrong. If you're old and if you want to learn something new, go for it. This is America. You're allowed to do that. I know enough trades. I'm done with trades. I have built houses most of my life. In my family, we roofed. All the men from the time they were 6 or 7 years old enough to pick up trash, learned how to roof. From there, we also had to find work during the winter time. So we scrapped metal, and we learned how to become maintenance men. And anybody knows that a maintenance man, it's not just learning a trade, it's learning several different things. Heating and air conditioning, how to stop a leak, how to stop, a faulty wire, how to fix a garage disposal, how to just about lay down carpet, just about everything. And from there, I was still in my early 20s when my uncle decided to expand his horizons, and we started building houses from scratch. On top of me working for my uncle, I also learned from other companies that I signed up for to make an hourly rate, because I love my uncle to death. He's taught me so much. But it was not what you consider full-time. We lived a different life back then. We made enough money, and we basically didn't keep going. For me, I wanted a great life, and I knew it was going to take a lot of money for my investments when I first started investing back in the 80s. I learned a trade. I learned several trades. I went to school. I went to locating school to learn how to locate underground cable, and I had a job as a locator. I went to bartending school. You believe that? To learn how to be a bartender? Yeah, that was a trade. Um, with all that said, there's one thing that I did do that a lot of people didn't do, and that was for the last 32 years. On and off, I would join a temp service. And with this temp service, I learned new skills. And basically, I make most of my money not learning a trade, like some of you keep commenting. It's because I already know the trade and I'm just a warm body. I'm available. That's where I make most of my money. I do have other ways that I do make money, but I'm not going to discuss it now because I just want to make this point clear. I am a DoorDasher because I want to be a DoorDasher. I'm in my mid-50s. I hurt. I physically hurt. I always believed in white-collar and blue-collar work. I honestly did. If you was going to see me out there, you would know that I've run companies and I worked for companies. I've been a janitor. I've been an owner. I have had such a well-rounded life that God has blessed me with. It's time for me to slow down. That doesn't mean I'm not going to be out here building or creating or doing the crazy things I want to do ever since I was in my early 20s. I'm doing that now. With DoorDash, I can. Now when I do construction, it's basically going to be a piece of property I buy. It's going to be on my time, not by the hour and not by the mission. That mission part is another important thing. When you own a roofing company and you go do a roof, you charge so much, you already know how much you're getting in your pocket. I used to average about $1,600 a job, and I would do 2 jobs a week. That was a trade. So yeah, I know trades. Working for the temp service, I used to always get work out of the temps. They would send me on a small mission, and I'd end up with a full-time job there. And I would learn another trade. I'm not looking for a trade. So for anyone who comments and says, you need to go get a trade. Oh, you mean go get a W-2? Been there, done that. My temp service life has taught me more than enough. I went to schools. I went to this temp service. I've been everything from a chef to a mechanic. It's all in my belt. I don't need a trade. I need to slow down. So do me a favor, if you're going to make a comment that says go get a trade, make sure you know who you're talking to. I'm done. I am. If somebody needs a house fixed right here, I'll be over there to help them fix a house. If somebody needs plumbing fixed over here, electricity, I renovated this whole house. I've only been here a year. This house looks totally different. Last time it was renovated was in the 70s. It was like I walked back in time. Now you walk in there and there's marble floors. There's, white glittery brick for a fireplace. The whole place has been totally renovated. You couldn't tell this house from what it looked like last year. So for the ones who comment and says, you need to go find a trade, no. You need to find a better comment. I mean, really. I don't care what the comments suggest. You could say whatever. It's a free world. But to tell me to go find a trade or a W-2 when I'm sitting here door dashing is kind of like a slap in the face. If I wanted to trade, another trade, or if I wanted to work in my trade, I would have done it. I'm done. No more managers. No more owners. See, that's one of the reasons why I am in DoorDash. I am my own boss again. I'm my boss. I make as much as I need. And sometimes I make a little bit more, like as I want. I paid bills today. I've done everything I needed to do. I don't need people telling me I need to go get another trade. I have more trades than most people you'll ever meet. I love you to people. I do. I love you people to death. But some of the comments suggesting I need to go get another trade, I'm door dashing. Right now, it's on my speed. That's my trade. Peace.